is not meant for mortal men.
Neither was Omaha Beach, Blondie. Stop trying to scare us. Come on.
All right.
Excelsior.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is your host, Wes, as always, and thank you very much for joining me today. I was going to do a Marvel Comics roundup for the New York City Comic Con announcements, but really there's only two more after the Wolverine announcement I really want to talk about, and that's Donny Cates on Thor and the new Star Wars comic, which I'm going to cover in a video later on today. I think Donny Cates on Thor is extremely exciting, and in this video I'm going to talk about the Newsarama article, and then I'm going to get into why I think Cates and artist Nick Klein are perfect for the title, and then I'm going to play a clip from my Comics Aficionados conversation this weekend with my good friends YouTubers Ashon Comics, Chase from Gateway into Comics, Dylan from TheRealComicBookGamer, as well as my good friend Pele, who's a comic shop owner. So let's start with the article from Newsarama. Writer Donny Cates and artist Nick Klein will launch a new Thor ongoing series in 2020. As announced during Marvel Comics' Next Big Thing panel at New York Comic Con 2019, color artist Matthew Wilson will be returning to Thor to work over Klein's illustrations. Every book that I write for this company, I try to make it the biggest, baddest book I can, Cates said. Matt Fractions once said that every Thor book should sound like Zeppelin. Well, I want mine to be like Norwegian black metal. Cates and Klein's Thor will pit the God of Thunder against a new threat called the Black Winter. In all my wildest dreams, I could have never imagined a world in which I was worthy of writing Thor, Cates said in a subsequent statement. From Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, all the way to the legendary run I am so foolishly following by the great Jason Aaron, it is beyond an honor to enter the golden halls of Asgard and to pave the path far beyond the fields we know for the Thunder God himself. Know that you will have my best, true believers, for all of you, for Asgard, forever. I'm incredibly excited and honored to be working on this with Donny, added Nick Klein. Thor is one of my favorite comic book characters, so I really tried to up my game to do Thor and all of Asgard justice. The trio will take over following the departure of longtime writer Jason Aaron, who has penned multiple volumes of Thor's adventures across various titles since 2012. I really like Thor as a character, and despite his high-profile status in the MCU, he hasn't had a whole lot of really good runs at Marvel Comics. Of course, Walt Simonson's run being the one that's most remembered because it's the best, and he's currently got an IDW series called Ragnarok based on Thor that's heads and shoulders above anything at Marvel right now. I will admit that Jason Aaron's Thor actually started pretty good, and even when he made Jane Foster Thor, that actually increased sales, so he did a pretty good job. But Jason Aaron has a tendency to burn out on titles and not finish his stories very strongly. I thought Thanos Rising started out great, didn't finish well. Avengers, his current series, started out amazing. Within 10 or 12 issues, it basically fell apart. And the same thing happened with Thor. It hasn't been a very good comic book for a long time now. You know, he did a lot of work. You know, he was on the series for 7 years. He built up the War of the Realms basically for 5 years, and I'm not sure exactly why Marvel decided to make War of the Realms a line-wide event rather than just keeping it a Thor-centric event. But it was basically a failure. You know, the story was really bad. Jason Aaron was in over his head, and it ended really poorly. So now's the right time. Thor needs new blood. It needs a new direction, and Donny Cates is the perfect writer to take Thor in a new, better direction, improve the sales, get excitement back for the character again. What he did with the Marvel Cosmic Universe with Thanos, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Death of the Inhumans, Silver Surfer Black, Guardians of the Galaxy, and so on. He did so much to build that up and really pump excitement into the cosmic universe, and he did a great job. I'm glad he's kind of moving away from there. I think his work there is done. It's time for him to move over to the mythological realm of Marvel Comics and make his mark there. I think he's going to do great on Thor. He has a really good knack for writing characters. His dialogue is always pitch perfect, and his stories are, quite frankly, really fun to read. So I think that's a great choice. Donny Cates is the best writer at Marvel Comics outside of Jonathan Hickman as far as I'm concerned. Anytime he attaches his name to a title, it generates excitement. People know that there's going to be a quality associated with it. And I think Marvel is hitting a home run putting Donny Cates on Thor. It's time for Cates to move on from the cosmic universe, move over to this new realm, and see what he can do there, and see how he can elevate some of those properties. And I really like the choice of Nick Klein as the artist as well. He hasn't really had that big sustained run of excellence where people go, oh yeah, Nick Klein in this. But he's worked with Thor in the past. He's done a good job. He's illustrated some German comics about Vikings, so he's familiar with illustrating those kind of characters, and I think that was a great choice. Nick Klein deserves an opportunity to elevate his status in the industry, to show everyone the quality of his work on a sustained run with a really good writer. He had a pretty decent run on Captain America in the past, and he was working on Deadpool there for a little bit, but this is really the title I think is going to elevate his status in the industry and show everyone that Nick Klein is one of the best artists at Marvel Comics. And I think the creative pairing is great. Thor needed a new direction. These guys are going to bring a great new direction. I couldn't be more excited. Thor is definitely going on my pull list, and I personally haven't been this excited for Thor in Marvel Comics in I don't even know how long. Nothing Jason Aaron did with the character, even the good stories, really ever did anything for me. So I'm glad he's moving to the side. It's time for some new blood. I think Donny Cates is going to hit it out the park. Nick Klein is going to do an amazing job. And Marvel is really firing on all cylinders at New York City Comic Con. They made DC Comics look like absolute fools. None of DC's announcements could even touch Marvel's top 3 announcements of Wolverine, Donny Cates on Thor, and Star Wars. So good on them. And I hope you all are excited for this comic book as well. Please let me know your thoughts on Donny Cates and Nick Klein's Thor in the comments below. And now I'm going to play the clip from this weekend's Comic Aficionados with my good friends Ash, Chase, Pele, and Dylan, and their thoughts on Donny Cates moving over to Thor. Ash, what do you think about Donny Cates and Nick Klein on Thor? Are you coming back to Marvel for that?
Well, as you know, I've actually been a little bit back into Marvel already. And mostly because of Donny Cates is one of the big reasons. And I got to say, looks like Ash is going to be buying Thor again. One of my favorite comics at Marvel has always been Thor, and Jason Aaron ruined him for me. Absolutely destroyed the character.
Amen.
I am hoping that Donny Cates can somehow salvage this. I'm a little skeptical because I believe part of the responsibility of a good comic writer is to respect the continuity and the lore of what's happened before. And I can't, I have a hard time supporting it's okay when they change it the way I want, but not when they change it the way, other people want.
What did you read the Jason Aaron's God of Thunder series? Did you read that?
I did not, and I have it on high recommendation that everyone says, well, check that one out. It is on my radar.
That is, in my opinion, and I'm very critical of Aaron's Thor. Yeah. But that is an awesome series. I recommend everybody to get the trade on that. At least buy the trade.
Yeah, they have a new solicit for that actually. That's gonna combine all of it together in one. So I might get that. But even still, even if it's great, that doesn't change the fact that afterwards he went off the rails. And
it's the only truly great Thor is, and that's what he's been living off of all these years. Was the point I was going to get to. But
yeah, and so you know what, the thing I want to get to on my how my feelings with Donny Cates being on Thor is yeah, that's great. My initial excitement, gut feeling is cool. I love Thor. He's one of my favorite characters. It's almost as exciting as when I heard he was doing Silver Surfer. That's what really got me back, because Silver Surfer is one of my favorite characters, and he's doing fantastic with it. And then I realized, wait a minute, if he's going to Thor, that means he's jumping off something else. Guardians of the Galaxy. And then I heard the guy that I don't buy books from, Al Ewing, is taking over.
That's our next subject.
All right, I'm put that on the back burner. So it's a mixed blessing. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, put it that way.
Did they announce, are they rebooting Thor, or are they continuing the numbering?
I don't even want to get into
They're rebooting. Okay. They're rebooting it. Yeah, it's going to be another number one.
On it.
I don't have a legacy core. Okay.
That way, if they hit a fake milestone, they can charge $15 for a comic book. So, Dylan, what are your thoughts on Donny Cates on Thor?
I'm not I never really got into Thor, but I like Donny Cates, and Nick Klein's a good artist, so I think they're moving in a good direction. The only thing is, for people that didn't like Jason Aaron Thor, which I didn't read any of, so I don't have an opinion on, is Donny Cates is a Jason Aaron disciple. He always cites Jason Aaron a lot, as a big mentor to him, so that might not be good for if you don't want the the Jason Aaron type Thor to continue. But I think Donny Cates is a good writer, and he's one of the best at Marvel right now. And I like Nick Klein, so I think they're moving in a good direction. But I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on Thor.
To rebut your point, Jonathan Hickman is a Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that.
What did he say? I'm always taking Bendis's crumbs and turning them into meals. Maybe he'll take some
like Bendis.
But so, do you have any thoughts, Chase? Because I think it's really exciting. I think Donny Cates did so much great for the Marvel cosmic universe, and now him moving more to like the Marvel mythological universe, I think is a great move.
I really dig it, and I'm most certainly going to pick it up. You know, I'm not. This is going to sound kind of obnoxious, but dude, I do not like this whole symbiote thing. I'm not into Carnage. I'm not into Venom. I know that's dumb because Marvel's my favorite thing, and those books are incredible. I'm reading them because Cates is amazing. You know what I mean? But I just don't like the characters. It doesn't appeal to me, even though I love Spider-Man so much. So I'm a kind of a weird guy. So this is right up my alley. I'm absolutely going to pick up Thor. That's the bottom line. Because Cates is just, you know, he has his own style. I like kind of more of a more complex storytelling, kind of like Hickman does. That's the most intellectual storytelling I've seen ever in comic books, because that's my literary style. That's how I've always written short stories, you know. And so it appeals to me on a deep level because no one in comics does what Hickman does. But from a standpoint of who are the best in comics, Donny Cates is one of them. And Thor is, it's on my pull list. That's the bottom line.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.